In this video, we're going to be going over customer displays in ThunderPOS for Windows. Some of these also work in the back office, the thunderpos.net website, if you're using that as a register, but we'll be showing the uh, Windows versions. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into our settings, so system administration and then settings. And then if you click the plus next to hardware and then go to additional hardware, one of the main sections there is for your display pole. So you can turn the display pole on or off. And then if you've got it on, you've got a number of options for the display pole type. So these top two here are kind of more legacy options. They are for old two-line LED displays that could only show a single item at a time. They couldn't be used to show the full invoice. They would show the total when you got to the end. They do still work if you have one, but they are not something that people commonly are looking for these days. Most people who want a pull display are going to show it the full invoice. The rear display is our built-in option for that's very customizable. We'll go through some of that here shortly for a second monitor based solution, which there can be, and we do sell devices that are a second monitor that is in like that pole display look. I will show a picture of one of those here before the end of the video. And then the bottom two here are for global payments semi-integrated devices and for Stripe. Those are specific credit card integrations where if you use that credit card integration, then you can use the credit card device as a customer display. Now it's worth mentioning specifically for the global one, that is their what used to be known as their Genius solution, which is not the Meet in the Cloud solution. The Meet in the Cloud solution has other advantages but cannot be used in this way. But I'm going to show some pictures of the Stripe devices because those are actually probably the best fit for this. They also have some hardware forthcoming that will be even more useful in this way, but even their current stuff is quite good. So first, let's talk about the rear display that is not a credit card unit. So if we go down to rear display settings here, you can see that we can set up full customization of the colors. This is roughly how it looks. And then we can also set it up to show ads, which can be either pictures or videos that play on it in between transactions. So you can use this as kind of a advertising for new releases or that kind of thing that are forthcoming, store events, just anything you want to show customers while they're maybe just browsing around your store. That can be especially useful because while you can and we do sell specific pull display devices, you can also just use a second monitor for this. The display will scale to that. And then if we go to advertisements, you can see that you can actually order them fully, and you can show for the picture ones, you can choose how long they display. For videos, they'll play all the way through. So make sure if you select a video that's quite long, you may not ever show any other advertisements. So I'm going to flip right quick over to a picture of our displays here. So if you look on the left, that's the Stripe devices. These are screenshots that have been provided by Stripe. These are for the Wise POS E and the Stripe S700 or 710. The POS E is a little bit cheaper, but is a little lower resolution for this. For the Stripe device, you can actually, if the items go off the screen, they can actually, it's a touch screen, of course, so they can tap it and scroll up and down the item list. The Wise POC, as shown, is the default look, but it can actually have the colors inverted. It won't look quite the same as the Stripe 700. It won't have that graphical look at the top. But it can be set up so that it is black text on a white background. The other big advantage with the Stripe one is if you are using it as a display, then the customer can, once the transaction is started, but while you're still scanning the remaining items, they can go ahead and insert the card or tap the card if it's contactless, and it will do a little bit of the work in advance of you completing the transaction so that it's much quicker. This can save not insubstantial amounts of time. On the right, on the screen there is just a sample from the stock picture of this device, but it's an example of what the display poll unit looks like. We do have support for showing pictures through that, but effectively it's just a second monitor, and it actually plugs in through USB. If you want to get that particular piece of hardware, just reach out to sales, or you can purchase it through our website on thunderpos.com. And we're happy to add that, to any existing license. If you end up wanting help with getting set up with Stripe, either because of this or for the other advantages Stripe offers for integrated payments, you can reach out to us. There are videos on how to sign up for Stripe through the software on this channel as well. But if you run into any trouble, don't hesitate. We're happy to help you with that process. Thank you for watching.